Alrighty, today we're gonna take out Sichuan. We're gonna play the Jagdpanther, Tiger 2, Panther A. Which, now that I think about it, I can't remember if they changed the battle ratings of the other Panthers, like the G, the F. I mean, obviously the Panther 2 is a little higher BR, I think. But overall, a very enjoyable 6.7, 6.3, both very solid lineups for Germany, especially if you have, you know, the what's the planes of this war? Is it just ME-262s? I think it's something like that. Something in that neighborhood. Wow. Well, an M109, that'll do the trick to kill one of us for sure. Especially an Israeli one. Although, I think we're going to cut this a little short, because it doesn't seem like we have a whole lot of support to our right. So I guess we'll hang out over here for a bit before we decide to go on our great flank. And 6.3 for the Tiger 2 is not as, it's not as incredibly dominant as it used to be. Mostly because a lot of the minor tech trees have just, well, they just have better stuff than they used to. It's not necessarily that it's better. They just have, well, stuff that can actually fight a Tiger 2. Dang, we should really consider getting that gun down. We should really consider getting that gun down before we get shot in the head. Oh, yeah, sure. I don't know why I didn't just back up there. As you can see, it was not the best move. And honestly, I think we're in not a down tier, so probably not going to be the best move to try and bring the Panther at this BR. And looks like all three people that went on the flank died. Sure hope that's not for me. Well, I guess if it's a Lancaster or a something of similar magnitude, then it wouldn't really matter. I can see that guy. I don't think he knows that we can see him. He's a little ways away. Oh, he's only 600, huh? Good thing I waited. I would have sailed that right over him. Yep. Oh, that's a big issue. Yeah. Yep. Ooh, that was close. That was close. I don't know that it's really gonna make much of a difference, but I'm surprised there's not really anybody else up there that's sniping us, but Maybe our team's doing a little better over there. Who knows? Well, that's definitely a big issue. And our entire team is composed of SPAAs and sitting in spawn, so. Listen, guys, you're not a bunch of Gepards. You are not capable of going on a rampage and getting like 10 kills if you really want to. Sub 1-2, Ostven, and an R3. I did not see an AMX-13, will not lie, so I do not know where that guy is hanging out at. I wonder if that's the guy that's on top. He did just shoot, right? Like, I'm not tripping out, right? There we go. Money shot. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, playing against Americans at any BR in which they have like good CAS, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. I am completely understanding to anyone, and even though I consistently dislike the Gepard, it's basically a balancer by itself, just solely to balance out all of the planes. Yeah, this ain't good. Do you think I can mess him up? He could technically hit me in my cupola, can he? Yeah, no, I didn't think we could. Oh, we're dead. Interesting proposition. I literally don't even have any packet locks. I don't understand, officer. I'm surprised the other just tried to shoot. Okay, there we go. I was like gonna say. No, come back. I'm gonna hit your little cupola there. What is going on? 2 in a row? I don't think I've ever had that many. Yeah, there's just not really much we can do here, huh? Is that Jumbo? What the heck? I feel like he's gonna pull back out. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is kind of an awkward angle. So we'll just try and... Really? Really? It's the other heavy tank. I like how that AMX-13's just sat over there this whole time. Dang it, yeah, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. This has been a little bit of a rough game. It looks like we're about to get shot in the booty, so... What are the odds this sub 1-2 is even, like, here still, basically? I doubt he's gonna think we're dead. What's he doing? I'm surprised he's not just... What's he doing? Just drives right past him. Not a care in the world. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Alright. We'll play one more game. Then we gotta go. But also, I did notice it says launch instead of to battle. I don't know if that's like meant to be some German translation thing or what quite exactly that is, but I know it's different. See, look, it says to battle here. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. Such a goofy heat round. 7 kilograms of explosive mass versus 9. Oh no, I probably read projectile mass. Yeah. 2 very different things. In case anybody hasn't noticed yet. Oh. But you can remove the night vision device on top of the Panther 2. So that way it's less distinguishable and it makes it look like it's very vulnerable to just getting shot frontally. Which it still is. I think the IS, the KV, or the 122 from the Russians, I think can still go through the front plate pretty easily. And I think the T-34 can, the American T-34, so the Americans 120 can do that, no problem. But I think the 90 mil, like the Super Pershing 90 mil, I think that one can't go through it very easily, if at all. And obviously the American M3 90 mil can't anyway, so I think maybe the APCR can. I don't know. I would never bring and shoot first with APCR as an American player. Mostly just because the APCR it's pretty rough. Oh, hey, look at that. Wow, that's usually why you should try to aim first before you just shoot wildly. Let's see, you think he's poking out? It's the range. Probably should have been paying a little bit better attention, I'm not gonna lie. I think we've also got some problems to our right. Yeah. They're kind of getting shot a lot. This is actually a really good position in a different situation. Especially when you're using your eyeballs. I don't know why I couldn't see them. Eyes don't work. Like, if you have the A point, that would be a really good position. But because we don't have the A point, that was actually a really, really bad spot. It's like anyone on the A side could easily have hit me. I mean, obviously the T-34 or T-29 in the back shot me, and anyone that comes up along in here can, well, they can obviously kill me because my side is pretty exposed. I think I just saw somebody. But overall, if you play, I think a lot of people anticipate a Tiger 2 player and just most German players to be pretty brain dead. So if you do that crazy thing called, activate at least 1 or 2 brain cells, then you can have a really good game in as Germany. Oh, dang. I thought that was the, whatchamacallit? What is it called? The Jumbo Pershing. A Jumbo Pershing. Yeah. T-2065. It was not. It was not. That's a good thing to get out of here. That's a pretty dangerous guy. It is nice with the Panther A getting that increased turret rotation speed. Very useful. I don't think the Panther G is necessarily faster. Actually, I have to look at that earlier. I'll have to look at that. Because I don't know. Wow. That's exactly what I wanted to do, Gaijin. I wanted to advertise my position so I could actually distract more people away from the A point, get myself more kills, and just have a better game. So thank you for that lag spike. That's like the same vibe as the my my FBI agent when he cuts out a text or something to help you get the girl or whatever. Well, it looks like that IS-2 actually saw me. I do not know what's going on with me today, but that's okay. This game is technically going better. Not by much, but it is technically going better, I think. It's a lot of... I feel like American players don't make the mistake of just simply trying to bomb spawn. Especially when they see, like, a bunch of freshly spawned players, but... I don't know. Clearly that one did. And that's an M18 to my right that I almost just drove past. Actually, I might have to drive past him. Cause... Yep. Did that T-29 on the left really pull up that far, or is that a different one? Alright, we gotta take it out and at least get one kill. Gotta keep that KD positive, Although at the rate that our team is getting kinda absolutely demolished, that M18 is still alive. Goodness. Yeah. I don't know, we would be a lot closer on tickets if we weren't what am I trying to say? If we weren't down the cap point, but it's how much of a difference is that really gonna make? There we go, we got the kill. That's an ELC BIS and like the whole enemy team. Should have tried not to die there, but looks like that's not happening. I don't suppose we got enough spawn points from that to spawn in another thing to, yeah. Well, that was kind of the opposite of what I was trying to hype up before, but yeah, I mean, you can have a lot of fun at 6.7, 6.3 with Germany. Oh, what they did bump the Tiger 2P up to 6.7. I felt like I was seeing a lot higher stuff than usual, but and I have always kind of shared the opinion that the Tiger 2P and the 2H are really, they do kind of belong at the same BR. The only thing that really sets the Tiger 2H as kind of like a step above is one, I think the 90 mil has a harder time penning the front turret. even though like in certain places, obviously, the Tiger 2P is rounded, so it's rounded, so there's less area where you can actually pen, unless you have a higher caliber, higher speed, different chemical round or whatever. But a Tiger 2H obviously has a little bit bigger area, but the Tiger 2P doesn't get the tracks for the side armor on the turret, which can mess up like a lot of heat rounds. Some of the lower caliber, like the 75, sometimes the 76. I've even had some cases where shooting the 90 mil at the tracks, sometimes if you're at a kind of a poor angle, that'll mess it up. So the tracks actually help out a lot, but I mean, they're all like the same. So, same gun, same everything. Let's see. So the turret rotation speed's 11.9. Wow, why would you get the Panther G then if it's like 3 degrees a second slower? I mean, it's the same gun. You don't even get the smoke grenade launchers. You can't even be a typical German main. You get like, was that 10 extra mils of armor on the turret? And then a little bit more on the hull. I guess I could see that being at the same exact BR. Just basically just a slightly heavier armored Panther. And then the Panther F is obviously the better gun, which I don't really know why I'm not playing it, because it has... Is it a better gun? I don't know if it's actually a better gun or not. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's still the same high velocity 75. Well, you get a rangefinder. I feel like not all that necessary for 6.0. So you have 192 millipen versus 192 millipen. Maybe it's not actually that much better. Because you have 17 grams of explosive mass versus 17 grams of explosive mass. So it's almost the same gun, or is the same gun, who knows. But I guess there really isn't a 6.3 lineup anymore unless you just take out the premiums or take lower BR stuff. But 6.7, lots of good choices. Well, I don't know about this side, but yeah. The German tech tree in general is just insane to me. Like, what the heck is a tank with a 105 millimeter cannon at 3.7, 128 at 4.0, and then a regular 88 flak that's open top, open sides, 50 caliber from like any side, and that's at a higher BR than the Dicker Max. And like, it's not like the 88 flak's exactly faster or like more agile per se than a Dicker Max. It's not like incredible. And then yeah, the Nashorn at 5.3, the Waffenträger 5.7. It really doesn't make any sense. Like, they're almost all identical in tank performance. Like, you'll just get trade-offs. Like, all right, you got a bigger gun with the Sturm Meal, but the 88 flak has, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, better performance, more ammos. Each of them have like their slight differences, but in reality, it's literally all just big gun on track. Every single one of them is the same thing, and they're just across a bunch of different BRs for some reason. And obviously, you get the same case with all of the Panther variants. Like the jump from the Panther D to the Panther A is like the only one that really makes any sense, because you get like, you jump up by more than triple. You get 10 degrees a second faster going to the Panther A, so you get that more medium tank feel, I guess, where you can play it a little more aggressively. You can, I don't know. I don't think that justifies a 0.7 BR indifference bump, but I mean, you could almost argue, like, Ostwind at 3.3 versus Ostwind 2 at 5.3. You know, it's adding a second gun does not make it that much better if it's the same exact gun. And it's still a really hard SPAA to learn, especially in comparison to something like the Wirbelwind. Germany's just got this problem, bro. Like, Jagdtiger, Ferdinand, Jagdpanther 1. Literally all of them are, like, incredibly similar vehicles. All perform roughly the same. All just kind of at their BR. Not really outstanding, but also if you get down tiered, then you're not going to be killable pretty much. You're at your BR, then it's, I don't know what to say. I don't feel like it's necessarily evenly matched for what a tank destroyer should be. I feel like you die to a ton of light tanks. Killing heavy tanks is it's not impossible if you're familiar with it, but like, for example, if you're fighting IS-3s or 4s, 6s, like, the Jagdpanther's just not able to do, like, hardly anything frontally, especially to a 4 or a 6. Maybe you get a good trap shot with the 3, but it feels like they kind of are in a little bit of a PR compression, personally. And then, you know, your low tier is just this utter conglomeration of disease, pretty much. But that's Germany for you, in the 6.3-ish, 6.7 range. Not a very good example of how much fun they can be. Definitely worth playing, and definitely a good tech tree to go into. There's lots of range if you're got a bunch of different play styles, whatever. Still enjoyable, but thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next one.